Just when you thought there couldn't possibly be any more rules, the BC government has rolled out a mandatory rescission period that's going to affect the majority of residential real estate transactions here in BC. Today I'm going to be talking about the many components of this rule, how it can affect you, who's exempt, what's exempt, and how it might affect the real estate market. If you have no idea why they're doing such a thing, well, we have to backtrack to this time last year where homes were selling with multiple offers and crazy bidding wars that most of the time included offers that were subject free. A subject is a condition in an offer that allows buyers to negotiate a reasonable amount of time to do their due diligence, to check off things like proper financing, a full home inspection, and in the case of strata properties, reviewing the strata document. What happened in these cases was that the majority of these people who are writing subject-free offers were not in the position to be writing subject-free offers. So what resulted was backlash to the BC Real Estate Association from such buyers who were complaining to the board that they were potentially missing out on homes that they could have bought if they hadn't been competing against subject-free offers. Fast forward a year, the government has now implemented this new rule. It took them time to work out the kinks, and I believe it's going to be beneficial moving forward. But right now, considering the market we're in, I don't think it's necessary, but more on that later. This new rule gives all buyers, whether they have subject-free offers or not, 3 days to complete their due diligence and find out if the home is suitable for them or not. And if something comes up, they can still have the option to walk away from the deal. This is similar to the rescission period offered in pre-sales, where they're giving 7 days to walk away from a deal, no questions asked, except for in this situation, there is a fee involved if the buyer does decide to walk away from the deal. The fee is 0.25% of the purchase price. So for example, if the purchase price that you're offering is $900,000, the fee is 0.25%, which equals $2,250. The rescission period commences the day after an offer is accepted. So let's say today, Tuesday, we agree on an offer price and we accept the offer. Well, the rescission period doesn't start until Wednesday. From Wednesday, they have until Friday, 3 days later, at 11:59 p.m., the end of the day, to exercise this rescission. In the case of a backup offer, this is where it gets a little bit confusing, so make sure you pay attention. If the first offer is accepted and they accept a backup offer is basically activated if the first offer doesn't remove subjects or falls through. That's when the second offer is activated. However, the rescission period for both offers commences on the exact same day. So both rescission periods will only be valid until Friday at 11:59 p.m. Keep in mind that holidays and weekends are actually not included in these 3 days. So let's say we do accept that offer on a Friday. Well, Saturday, Sunday, not included. Monday, let's say, is a holiday. Well, that means on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is actually the 3 days, the rescission period. Now, like I mentioned before, it will affect the majority of real estate transactions, but there are some exemptions. Property types such as leasehold properties, properties sold in auction, properties sold under court-ordered sale, that means usually a foreclosure in layman's terms, and properties already given a 7-day rescission period like pre-sales. A type of property that isn't exempt is commercial. That is still valid. There's always different scenarios, so if there's ever a time where you're confused about what properties are included and what days the rescission period actually counts for, make sure you seek independent legal advice. In the scenario where somebody decides to exercise rescission period, there only needs to be one person to trigger it. For example, if there's 3 buyers on the offer and only one of them decides that they don't want to move forward with this, that's enough to trigger the rescission. How would they go about giving notice? If one of those buyers decides to rescind, they have to give notice properly. One of the new clauses in the standard contract of purchase and sale provided to you by a realtor should state in there the exact means that the seller is requesting notice. It could be through mail, it could be through an email, or it could be directly to their selling agent. Whatever it is, make sure you follow those rules. Otherwise, there might be a chance where they don't accept the rescission and you're stuck having to move forward with the property. There are many scenarios where there is some overlap with a rescission period and subjects. Now that we're in the market that allows buyers the flexibility to maybe put a 5 to 10 day subject period. Well, the rescission period's still there, but ultimately it's not useful because they still have the 5 to 10 days to do their due diligence. So in that scenario, the rescission period just expires and you still have those 5 to 10 days or whatever's negotiated to do your due diligence, make sure all those boxes are checked off. You could get into some serious trouble if you decide to take advantage of this rule and back out of a deal just because you didn't want to move forward with it if you don't have a proper reason. Like if you have financing, if the home inspection doesn't pull up anything that's too out of the ordinary, and you just say, hey, it's past the rescission period, but I'm going to still not remove subjects just because, and make up an excuse, that could come back and bite you in the butt because there could be some legal consequences. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. All my links, all my contacts are down below. There's many new rules that have come into effect as of January this year, and sometimes it can be confusing as a first-time buyer or even as a repeat buyer or seller because so much has changed. So feel free to reach out, schedule a call with me, go over all of these rules together. If you haven't yet, subscribe. There's more videos like this coming out, and I'll see you on the next one.